transport ship Wanderer's End drifted through the void between star systems, its hull scarred by decades of rejection. Inside the cramped passenger bay, Adnan pressed his face against the viewport, watching the stars blur past in streaks of ancient light. Beside him, Alvina clutched a worn datapad containing their family's documentation, proof of citizenship that no world would honor. "Kepler 442b has denied our asylum request," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the ship's failing life support systems. "That's the 17th world this cycle." Adnan's jaw tightened. They were Terran refugees, part of the great diaspora that had scattered humanity across the galaxy centuries ago. When Earth had finally achieved faster-than-light travel, millions had left to colonize distant worlds. But those worlds had grown prosperous, advanced, and ultimately xenophobic toward their own origins. "We're not their kind of human anymore," Adnan said bitterly. "Too primitive, too emotional, too Terran." The colonies had evolved beyond their ancestors' recognition. Genetic modifications, cybernetic enhancements, and artificial intelligence integration had created new subspecies of humanity. They looked down upon unmodified humans as relics of a barbaric past. The irony wasn't lost on Adnan. They were refugees from worlds their own ancestors had built. Captain Zara's voice crackled through the intercom, heavy with exhaustion. "All passengers, please report to the main assembly. We have news." In the assembly hall, 300 souls gathered, men, women, children, and elders who had been wandering for years. Some had been born on the ship, never knowing the solid ground of a planet. Others remembered the worlds that had cast them out for being insufficiently evolved, insufficiently pure. Captain Zara stood before them, her weather-beaten face etched with lines of responsibility and sorrow. "I won't lie to you," she began. "Our fuel reserves are critical. Our life support is failing. We've been rejected by every habitable world within range." A murmur of despair rippled through the crowd. Children began to cry. "However," Zara continued, raising her hand, "we've received an unexpected transmission. It's from Earth." The assembly fell silent. Earth was a myth to many of them, a bedtime story told by grandparents. The homeworld had gone silent centuries ago, assumed to be dead or dying, its resources depleted, its people extinct or scattered. Alvina gripped Adnan's hand. "That's impossible," she breathed. Zara activated the holographic display. A figure materialized. An elderly woman with kind eyes and silver hair, wearing simple clothes that spoke of practical living rather than technological augmentation. "To all Terran children wandering among the stars," the woman's voice was warm, carrying the unmistakable accent of old Earth. "This is Secretary General Chen of the United Earth Coalition. We know you're out there. We know you've been rejected, cast aside, forgotten by the worlds your ancestors helped build." The figure paused, her eyes seeming to look directly at each person in the assembly. "We want you to know that Earth remembers. We never forgot our children, no matter how far they traveled. Our world has healed. Our oceans are blue again. Our forests green, our cities rebuilt with wisdom learned from our mistakes. We have something the colonies have lost in their pursuit of perfection. We have remained human." Tears streamed down faces throughout the assembly. Adnan felt his throat constrict with emotion he hadn't allowed himself to feel in years. "Earth extends an invitation to all Terran refugees," Secretary General Chen continued. "Come home. You are wanted. You are needed. You belong here among people who understand that humanity's greatest strength isn't in our modifications or enhancements. It's in our capacity for love, for sacrifice, for hope against impossible odds." The message included navigation coordinates and docking instructions for Luna Station, Earth's orbital gateway. Captain Zara looked out over her passengers. "The choice is yours. We have just enough fuel to reach Earth, but it's a one-way trip. If they're lying, if it's a trap, we'll have nowhere else to run." An old man stood up slowly, leaning heavily on his walking stick. "Captain, I left Earth when I was 20, full of dreams of making my fortune on Proxima. That was 80 years ago. I've spent the last 30 being told I'm not good enough for the world my own son helped terraform." His voice cracked with emotion. "I vote we go home." One by one, others stood. A young mother holding her infant daughter. A teenage boy who had never seen a natural sky. Engineers and teachers and farmers and artists. all united by their shared humanity and shared rejection. Alvina stood, pulling Adnan up with her. "We go home," she said firmly. The vote was unanimous. As the Wanderer's End changed course toward Sol, Adnan felt something he hadn't experienced in years. Hope. Not the desperate hope of finding sanctuary among strangers, but the deeper hope of belonging, of being welcomed by family. "Do you think it's real?" Alvina asked as they watched the stars realign on their journey home. Adnan smiled, remembering stories his grandmother had told him about Earth's blue skies and endless horizons. "I think Earth never stopped being our mother, and mothers don't abandon their children." Outside the viewport, the star that had given birth to humanity grew brighter with each passing hour, calling its scattered children home to a world that had learned the most important lesson of all, that being human was enough. Behind them, the cold perfection of the colonies continued their endless pursuit of transcendence, never realizing that they had already lost the most precious thing of all, their humanity.